Hello. The Module 2 is entitled Methodological Tools and HBHTA. This module is structured as follows. Lesson 2.1. Introduction to Digital Teamwork, Design Thinking, Brainstorming, Stakeholders, and Needs Analysis. Lesson 2.2. Project Time Scheduling, PDCA, Deming Cycle, Act Phase, the 5W and 2H Method, HBHTA. Lesson 2.3. Project Management Platform, Miro. Let's start with Lesson 2.1. Introduction to Digital Teamwork, Design Thinking, Brainstorming, Stakeholders, and Needs Analysis. Digital team working. The way co-workers cooperate together in a working environment has widely changed in the last few years, starting from the digital transformation and having a turning point during the COVID-19 pandemic and the following lockdown. As a result of that, our activities are no longer linked to a physical space, a specific device, timing, and tools. Even roles have been reshaped, as in the office, we have fewer workers. Activities that have to be done in presence are shared across colleagues. The topics we are talking about are not only related to smart workers but can also be applied to the entire healthcare workforce. While working on shifts, many of them have to carry on management duties, follow up projects, and gather information throughout professional. Cloud computing platforms such as the one offered by Google or Microsoft can be very useful in order to allow professionals to carry on a digital team working asynchronously. Design thinking. It's a non-linear iterative process that is used by people in order to understand the stakeholders they are working on, to understand the problem they have to face, and to find the correct solution. Its roots can be traced back in the 60s, and it was finally coded in the year 2000 by the Stanford University in California. Similarly to the problem-solving methodology, design thinking involves 5 stages. Emphasize, define, ideate, prototype and test. Empathize, get in touch with your stakeholders and feel their needs. Usually, interviews are performed. Define, analyze the information previously gathered and state the problem. Ideate, think about some possible solutions, sketch them up and show them to the stakeholders. Prototype, finalize the solution that will be tested. Test the prototype in order to collect feedback, pros and cons, refining it at its best. This methodology applies very well when we have to tackle a problem that it's not well known and we are facing it for the first time. Brainstorming. Brainstorming is a common technique used to generate new ideas. It is usually divided into 2 moments, the divergent phase and the convergent phase. During the divergent phase, each participant starts to share his ideas, like if we were in a stream of consciousness. We are looking for quantity and there isn't any wrong idea. We build them one on top of the others in order to create a broad set of possibilities. It's very useful to have some kind of writing support, such as a whiteboard, post-it or a tablet with a note function. After that, we have the convergent phase where we cluster, analyze and prioritize the different elements that we gathered previously. Our aim is to identify the most promising solutions. This technique can be used among all the different phases of the problem-solving methodology. I would like to share with you some tips on how to build effectively a brainstorming experience. Try to set up a heterogeneous group of people, as different people will have different points of view. Try to leave authorities outside of the room, such as the vice president of the company. If we are solving a high-level complex situation, it can be very useful to ask the participant in advance to bring a finite number of thought solutions and start working from there. The convergent phase. Stakeholders and needs analysis. Defining the stakeholders and understanding their needs is the core of the design thinking. Stakeholders are the people involved in the actual process we are studying or the one that will be further influenced by our solution. Stakeholders can also become our target audience when we will be performing a needs analysis. We have to perform that in order to fully understand the root causes that brought to the problem. We can use design thinking many times during our problem-solving process, for example, while defining the problem, looking for the root causes, and during the solution proposal, in order to assess the impact that the solution will have on the stakeholders. Stakeholders and Needs Analysis Survey. Example, Google Form Survey. Of course, technology comes in very handy when we have to perform surveys and collect data in order to perform the design thinking. This is a brief example on how to perform a needs analysis related to workers' shift using Google Forms. We'll start by giving a title and a description to our form. The first question is a short text answer. The second answer is a multiple choice answer, so only one can be picked. We can write the possible answers or select the one suggested by Google. The third answer is a checkbox answer, so multiple boxes can be checked, and we can toggle this question as mandatory in the form. In the last question, we have a drop-down list where only one answer can be chosen. By clicking on the eyes icon on the top right corner, we can access a preview of the form. Here you can see how to fulfill it and how the answers are collected and shown in various types of diagrams. Another very useful function is the ability to export the data into a table. By assessing all the information we have gathered, we can complete our needs analysis. Thank you for your attention.